Hello everybody, it is Shard GVRP here, back again with a new video on this channel. So in today's video guys, I am actually going to be going through the reasons why Greenville does not update that often. Now I'm sure a lot of you guys probably hopefully do already understand why they don't, except I'm basically just going to be going through the reasons why for those people who don't know. And I also do just want to give credit to Vuxery for this video idea, as I'm pretty sure he's done something really similar to this in the past. So yeah, massive credit to him. But anyways, let's get into it. So guys, the first thing that I'm going to be moving on to here is that it takes time to make, to update games and stuff like that. Now I know for a fact that a lot of people think that when you go to develop games, it's not that hard and stuff like that, and it doesn't really take that much time, and basically they think it's really easy, I guess. And yeah, it's not. It's actually it can be really hard to develop games. I mean, it's harder than a lot of people think. Keep in mind, for example, this Alfa Romeo Giulia that I'm driving right here, they had to literally go into Blender and model this fully, and keep in mind they have hundreds of cars in this game, so they had to go in for all of those cars and model them individually, which would have taken so much time to do. And that's actually why the revamp most likely took so long to do in the first place, also due to the fact that a lot of the developers that they did have for the old revamp ended up quitting. So that's another reason why it took long, but this was also another reason, due to the fact that it takes time to develop games, and you need to be patient, I guess, when it comes to it, because developers are working very, very hard all the time. So the next thing that I'm going to be moving on to here is they want the updates to be as good as possible. So basically what I mean by this is they basically want to take time to pretty much make sure that there's a lot of crucial features added into the game, a lot of good features added into the game, and also just a lot of cool things like cars and stuff like that. And they actually want a decent amount of them to be added. They're not going to make an update where they only release 3 cars and 2 prop buildings or something like that, because that would honestly just be quite useless. They want to make sure that the updates are actually going to be good and actually, publishable, I guess you could say, before they come out, because they want to make sure it also gives them a better reputation as well when they get bigger updates, because it kind of shows that they're actually dedicated to making their game as good as possible, compared to, for example, no hate to Southwest Florida, but they update their games way too early. For example, in their last couple of updates, they added 10 new cars or something like that, and then a couple days later they added a rim changing option, and then they added a lowering car option, which is obviously good. All those features are pretty decent. But I don't get why they didn't just take time to add all of them and be able to launch them all at once. I don't know why they went ahead and did them all separately. I have a feeling it was due to Greenville's update and they kind of just wanted to get a bit ahead. But still, Greenville does, get more recognition for having bigger updates and stuff like that, which is overall a really good thing. So the next thing that I'm moving on to here kind of ties into the last one. So this is that they want the updates to be big. Now, when I mean big, I mean big. They don't want to release an update that only has 3 new cars added or something like that. They want an update that has multiple cars added, multiple features added, and basically they want it to be big. Also, when the updates are big, a lot of people do get more hyped for them and stuff like that, so it overall makes it a lot better in general. And also, when the updates are big as well, it gives people more things to do, and it makes people less bored of the game for a much for a much longer amount of time than if it was just a small update, which is honestly a really good thing, because that basically makes it so players stay on the game for at least a decent amount of time. If they don't, let's say that you just started playing Greenville, you don't think the game is that good, but then they have a massive update, then that will probably cause you to play the game a bit more than you would have if they didn't have a big update like that. So overall, these big updates do help out the game quite a lot, and overall give the game more recognition. Now the next thing that I'm going to be moving on to as well is a pretty crucial thing, and this is making sure the game has no bugs. Now obviously every game is going to have bugs. Even right now Greenville has its fair share of bugs, except they have a lot less bugs than a lot of other games do, because they actually take time to make sure that their game is playable and is ready to update. They aren't like other games, I won't mention any names, but they aren't like other games where they kind of just throw out updates at you without them even being ready and without them even being playable, because what's the fun in that when you can't even barely play the game in the update due to the fact that it's not playable? exactly. So that's why Greenville actually takes time out of their days to make Greenville playable and make sure there are no bugs, or at least a very small amount of bugs. Because, like, pretty much, like, all of the bugs that I can think of in Greenville right now are, like, very, very tiny bugs. And some of them are bugs that they can't even actually fix. They're just on Roblox's end, so. And the last thing that I'm moving on to here, guys, is it gives their game more hype. Because when they hold up updates, even though it may be annoying to some of you, considering all the things that I just stated throughout this video, overall, it does give the game more hype, because a lot of people are hyped for updates and stuff like that. Like, usually, like, after there has been no update for about a month or so, people usually start getting really, really hyped because they know there's going to be an update sometime soon. And, yeah, it kind of honestly brings the game a lot more hype, which in return will bring the game a lot more players, and will overall be very good for the game. And then once the update does eventually drop, then it pretty much blows up the game. Now, I will say, though, that the game's popularity does die down a little bit, like a week or so after the updates come out, but that's kind of just normal, to be honest. But at least for that small time being, they do get a lot of recognition and a lot of hype and stuff like that, because it's honestly really cool to see everyone getting ready for a massive update and stuff like that. So yeah, basically, all in all, them holding up these updates, even though there are multiple reasons why, it also overall just helps their game get more hyped up and grow more in the long run, as people, but yeah, so all in all, these updates, them holding up these updates and stuff like that, is a good thing, technically, considering all of these facts. And I mean, it does have their downsides. Like, for example, for us YouTubers, we don't have any videos. Well, not necessarily that, but like, for me example, I used to make like about like 2 or so videos a week, and every single second week, which is when they used to update, I would have a video there because I would know that they would be updating. But unfortunately now, since I don't do that, that's the only, but that, like, it is quite annoying sometimes, but that's really the only thing I can actually think of, and it's not even a really bad thing at all, to be honest. And I honestly do prefer them doing this type of update schedule a lot more than their old one. But yeah, anyways, tell me what you guys think in the comments. If you did land up enjoying this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, anyways, see you later, guys, and goodbye.